Countdown. We're gonna start
in 12.
Don't actually count down.
9.
Those are other numbers.
11.
42.
Jason,
55.
hit that button.
Recording live from the E. Haley Memorial Studios, straight out of Almont, Ontario, it's time for This Death Clock Has 60 Minutes, your one and only weekly Warmahordes news broadcast. It's 8 p.m. Wednesday night, the beers are cold, the news is fresh, and the death clock starts now.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's another Wednesday night. Bubba is hiding from us because I'm not really sure.
Was it something we said?
I think it's something we said. I think
It's definitely something we
Jason
said.
Jason
It was
made
something
fun of
I
him.
promised.
It's Wednesday night. There's a lot to talk about. We've come off of the first week of CID. That was
We haven't played his theme music.
Oh, is that what it is?
We need to.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Well,
we
well,
need
Oh
to-
yeah. Well,
he's
wait a
not here
second.
yet.
Our special guest tonight, the one and only.
And his name is Bubba.
That's right. Bubba, the King of the North, is in the house. The man, the myth, the legend. There is a lot to talk about, guys. We've got. We tried to get through the whole CID package last week.
We didn't try very hard.
We didn't even get to the actual scenarios.
Oh, he's going again.
There's now. We also have the Battle Engine package drop today.
Some yummy
Everybody got an updated package except for COC that already had a
Why
giant
even
package.
put it in the CID if it's not going to be changed?
You
Like,
got two
come
extra
on.
boxes,
because
man.
then they'd complain that it's just not there.
No, it still has 22 boxes. What are you talking about?
All right, so let's just go around the table. I got to introduce everybody first, but not last. The person that I'm going to mention because he's in my peripheral vision right now. The one and only Maelstrom, Jason. What was going on in your week of War Machine? What did you do?
I had a game of War Machine. I had 2 games of War Machine.
Two?
2 games of War Machine. That's one more than I usually get. Both with Witch's Coven. And I'm going to say they were both wins. I don't remember the first one, but I'm going to say it was a
How
win.
drunk were you?
Well, it's also the anniversary of Jason being nearly killed.
Yes.
Oh,
today,
yes, that's
so
true.
That his memory.
Do we
is
have
not
to go
so-
easy
not
on
so
him
good,
after,
yeah.
I did fall on my head
Yes.
quite hard.
So you and I got a game in because
Yeah.
I have the same story that
We
you're
did.
about to tell. So
Yeah.
we may as well do it
We
together.
might as well tell it together.
We tried our first CID Steamroller package game.
I think it was Spread the Net.
Somebody spread some nets.
There was some net spreading,
There
that's
was
for
two. There's the 2 square zones. The big circle in the middle. The
Yeah.
2 square zones were offset with some
The flags. Yeah.
And because I am terrible at this game and only get to play once a month, I think now. Killboxed myself right off the top.
Nice.
After reminding you that I killboxed myself because
Yeah.
they changed the rules on
Yeah.
Killbox. And then you kicked my ass on scenarios. So proving Bubba wrong from last week that scenarios do matter.
Yep. Especially when you killbox yourself for 2 points,
Yep.
right at the
right off the
right
top.
off the top of 2.
Or if you're just an idiot. And I lost playing Osram.
Yeah.
Really? You lost
Well,
with
in
Ostrom?
my
Well,
defense, what list were you
Against the
playing?
Witch's Coven. So
The Witch Coven?
Yeah.
It was Witch Coven with like 1,000 Statixis.
Yeah, 2 units of Statixis.
And I couldn't
some
shoot.
Soul Hunters.
Everything was impossible to shoot at.
Yeah.
Like every
No
round.
blast damage.
Yeah.
That's why you need
Depth 16.
sprays from your new TEP.
Dude, it was bullshit. It was a terrible, terrible matchup, and Jason actually created a conundrum for me that was unsolvable after I killed
There's a first for everything.
It was awesome. It was a really good game. Going over to PG Semi-Auto Magic, you got any games in this weekend? What happened?
Yes, I did. I got in 2 games this week. The second one, I played Standoff. I'm still playing that Harkovich list from Matt McSummers, and it is awesome. There are 7 Warjacks, some support that I get free because of the theme force, and it's too much to chew through. Now, the problem I did have is in Standoff, there are 2 circle zones that can only be scored on by infantry.
And you have
And
nothing.
I have a unit of mechanics, a dog, and 2 Grey Lords. And so, Kador Santa was about to make a break for the zone, but I did manage to put a I did manage to pick up Ruin, throw him at Vlad, knock both of them down, and then deliver a Kodiak to a Armor 19 Vlad. So it was dice -3, but when you have a fully loaded Kodiak charging in, it doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Let's move over to Bubba. Bubba, have you had a chance to play anything in the last little while? You've been a busy man.
First of all, the fucking chat's already got me talking about chocolate milk, so I'm fucking done.
He's checked
no,
out.
I still haven't played any games. Work's still kicking my ass, but probably this weekend I'll get some games in because it's the weekend. But I'm excited. So.
And there'll be a whole bunch of games you're going to play soon.
Yeah, there's a little thing.
There's a
little
thing.
event coming up. I actually don't play many games at cons. I don't know.
So let's talk about the SOO that is coming up. We are a week away, really, at this point. We'll probably do a little podcast before we go. If our wives let us, because I think at this point we're leaving on Thursday. Our wives might be like,
Except
yeah,
George's wife is going with him. So
Yeah.
Yes.
George might be casting by himself in the Dalek.
yeah.
So
Dalek
Bubba,
isn't
what?
here
Let's go straight to Bubba. Tell us what you're bringing to the SOO and why.
I will be bringing myself because that's awesome. I will be bringing my 2 War Machine bags that have shit in them.
You might want to trade that out for some models.
I assume I'll check them beforehand. Maybe not. And then Kador, obviously. And I will bring chocolate milk and probably nothing else because I can buy Soda Lage there because there's a liquor store attached to the hotel.
I wouldn't
I
be
And
certain about
Beer
that.
Machine guys are getting there a day
Okay.
early.
They sold
First
out
of all,
really quick.
First of all, I should preface that with I don't have to buy Soda Lage because people just give it to me.
This is true.
Good to be the king.
Gifts will be given.
Good to be the king.
And I will not be needing a second army because I will once again be walking into the convention hall Friday morning and yelling for someone to give me 3 lists fully painted for IG.
I think I should make him play my Thexus Osram.
I could give him my Scorn.
I think
bring
he should.
Scorn.
I think he should have to play Thexus Osram and the Shea list just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, but they're
I
good.
totally would. There's actually a couple people that have messaged me already being like, "Well, if I bring this, will you play it?" Because I still am allowed to choose what I play.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna play like a dumb, pointless list like Cray with a bunch of fucking Hammersmiths or something.
Ooh.
So like,
Poor
Texas
Cray.
Ostrom sounds fun. Never played that before, so could be interesting. I've had somebody offer me their cock. I was very intrigued. He's got a pretty nice cock.
I thought that was a
it's not exactly that substantial, but it's something that I think I could really get my hands around and do a lot of work with.
Does he have a lot of balls? Because in theme now, you need some hefty,
To be honest, I haven't seen his balls yet. I've only seen the cock with the dual shaft.
Ooh.
Nice.
And that's appealing to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
As it should. On that note, the news.
I'm not painted on my Kador. Do you fucking know who I am?
So Bubba's drinking tonight. We have to kind of hail him for the new drink we're all going to be imbibing.
That's gonna be
probably
my-
this weekend.
It's almost gone.
Crazy-
It's almost fucking gone.
Crazy
So
Uncle root beer float, and I discovered this week that Crazy Uncle has a cream soda. Cream soda float.
I'll just let you know that all of you who will be attending my
yeah.
housewarming, there will be ice cream.
Oh,
And there
yeah.
are glasses for this.
Oh yeah. All right.
That's gonna be my summer drink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving right along for news items for this week, of course, the CID. There's been like a general outcry as it started on last Wednesday, and it's just gone to ridiculous proportions of people complaining about the one measurement rule. That has been toned down as of today. It's been changed a little bit. It's still basically like you have to remove everything from the table per measurement.
Just get your shit off the table.
Just get your shit off. Don't leave 40 different things on the table. Measure out your entire turn.
Clean up your fucking room, children.
Yes.
Yes.
So who knows whether we'll talk a bit about that as the podcast continues. As far as other interesting things, gentlemen, has there been some other interesting news tidbits this week?
Well, we have more CID.
We do. We're going to talk about that.
We're gonna get into that.
Other than that, we've just got
Model
releases.
Yeah.
And we have heard that there is going to be a big update to War Room 2 with all of the new Rhett models, I believe, are about to hit.
Yep. Morty 2 came out
And
today.
Hungerford posted about half an hour ago that there's a War Room update tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not Rhett.
Ooh.
Oh!
Interesting.
What is it?
He didn't say.
What is it?
Other things that are Curibus,
Craptus.
Craptus.
Let's call him Craptus.
Yeah, okay, you're playing.
Oh,
you're
the
playing-
tentacle monster?
The
Yeah.
hentai monster?
Yeah.
All right.
He's
so
terrible.
as soon as it dropped, you were like universally. You became a Crix player really quick.
I know. I got super salty
Yeah,
right away.
Like the day that you were like, I got a
is
whole Crix
terrible.
army. It's terrible.
Show me on the doll where the Jack touched you.
So he's not bad. He's not worth 19
He's not
points.
ba-
He's got a 4-inch reach and an 8-inch spray,
If you're still
and
playing...
no gunfighter.
What?
So no
wait.
gunfighter.
4-inch reach,
Yeah.
8-inch spray,
Yeah.
no gunfighter.
No gunfighter. So if you're
So
within
he-
4 inches of anything,
He
you can't
eventually
spray.
has. So he essentially has a band
Yeah,
of 4
a
inches.
4-inch spray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like the shittiest Kador mortar known to man.
yeah, and he's like 20 points or something. Fucking anyway.
Anyway.
But he'll touch you with those tentacles.
Yeah, the tentacles will touch you.
So what? You're bringing some list to SOO. You're probably gonna play your new
Yeah.
Kador list, which
Yeah,
you and Bubba talked about before the stream started. I'm going to be bringing probably Thexus, Osram. I'm not going to be able to play in any of the events because we're streaming. We'll talk about that in just a second. Jason is going to be handling the board and being on the table with me for some of the time, helping me do some announcing.
Yep.
And helping and being our producer for part of the time so that George
Yep.
can get some games in this year, which
Yay!
is exciting. We're
Yep.
all three going to actually get to play games this year, even if it's
This will
just
be
Iron
new and
Arena.
interesting.
I heard
Sure.
that Jason is playing me round 1 of Masters.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And then scrubbing out.
That's I even have a T-shirt ready for
Yeah.
it.
Fun bracket, here I come. So what are you going to bring? What are
I'm
you,
bringing Crix, I guess.
really?
I guess.
You're not just going to. Well, I guess
Well,
the Throne of Everblade
I
won't be good
paid
yet,
for it. I paid for it, so I might as well use it.
and the throne won't be good
The
yet.
throne is not officially good yet, so I mean, yeah. But I'm probably gonna bring Coven, Peacecar, and probably Terminus with some
cool.
Ghost Fleet.
Excellent. Everybody can tech
Oh yeah,
against
you're
you.
now ready to Ghost Fleet.
I'm
right?
ready to Ghost Fleet.
You're ready
Why are you not playing Denning 1?
I think Denny 1's really good with Ghost Fleet, but I think Terminus is really good too. And yeah.
He thinks a lot of things.
We'll just leave that there. All right, so
you'll see, Bubba.
you'll see.
Round 1.
Round 1. I'll scrub out super fast.
Apply Vlad 1.
No,
Don't.
Don't do it. No, don't touch me.
don't tell me what to do.
So let's talk
Lilac.
about the schedule coming up for next weekend, because I'm sure most of you want to know, and we're not sure whether we're going to be able to cast next weekend to give you an update as to what is happening. The Moose Machine Network will go live on Friday at noon, so it'll be about 2. Actually, you're gonna stream the first 2 games,
Yeah,
but with
what-
no real detail.
What
or
will
anything.
probably happen is Moose Machine will go live late Thursday night at some point, and then may not go off the air till Sunday.
If
late.
if you're
It
interested,
shouldn't. It better not. Fucking better not.
Well, we plan on sleeping in Friday morning because we're
Oh
not.
yeah,
gonna be
no, I
allowed
didn't
to.
say we would be on the stream.
No. So, and then Friday night, if everybody who's going to the SOO who listens to this stream, we will be doing a meet and greet at the bar next door, the Honest Lawyer. We have made no reservations. It's going to be a
Those
Thursday.
poor bastards have no
It's going to be
idea.
a Friday night. We're just going to nerd invade the.
I'm gonna fucking bust in there like Kool-Aid Man at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go there. There'll be an open meet and greet. Everybody who listens to Moose Machine, everybody who's part of the Moose Machine Network, Menoth John will be there. The Beer Machine guys will be there. The Party Foul guys will be there. So
Wait.
the King of the
Wait,
North will be
wait,
there like at
wait,
1 a.m.
Wait, Manoff John's coming to the Sioux?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Who isn't
I didn't-
coming to the Sioux?
I
is a shorter list.
I was unaware of this.
This is
JVM's
happening.
coming to the Sioux?
JVM is coming to the Sioux this year.
Trevi the Great.
I knew that.
Trevi the Great is coming to the Sioux. We will all be there. We're going to try to get everybody out to the Honest Lawyer to just nerd bash
If I
that
let
place.
them through the border.
That's right. We do. Yes, please make sure that you've cleared the King of the North customs forms. They need to be filled out in triplicate, and you must bring hooch.
I thought it was chocolate
No,
milk.
you must bring chocolate milk.
Yeah, all right, that's
Chocolate
fair.
hooch.
That chocolate hooch. Fair.
Ugh.
Okay, so moving right along, let's get into our little round table tonight. We've got a couple of things to talk about with the CID. I think because let's talk about the battle engines first, and then we'll talk about the scenarios and
We'll
some
finish
of the
up the scenarios.
Yeah, we'll finish up. Well, because they've actually,
if we leave the scenarios long enough, they'll all change. We
They'll
don't
change,
have to talk
yeah.
about it.
and we've already we've looked at them, we've kind of discussed. But I think what's more exciting today is the battle engine drop. Privateer Press announced that what they want to do with the battle engines is make them relevant. They want to make them a choice that you
Make them
that,
come off of the shelf. I think is
they want to make them relevant, and if this CID is any indication of what their master plan was, they really hate Cricks. And
I think, okay, now, just bear this out. Everybody said Ghost Fleet was shite when it came out. Now, the general consensus is that Ghost Fleet is good, now that people have actually, tried it. Maybe we should try the battle engine first.
Whoa. No, absolutely
Whoa.
not. I am
No.
not going to test this out. I'm going to have rash opinions about what's going on with absolutely no evidence behind what is going on.
I saw
I'm gonna
numbers
speak my
on
mind
paper.
loudly and bluntly. Shut the fuck up, okay? and I'm going to carry on with absolutely no base, okay? And I'm going to be loud about it, very vocal, and not stop until it's all fixed. God damn
Bubba
it.
being a politician has taken his cues from Trump. I'm gonna make the battle engines
We're gonna
better.
make it great.
We're gonna make
It's
them
gonna be
good.
fucking
They're
great.
good.
They're
I
gonna
have
be
Convergence is
huge.
going to pay for it.
Convergence is good.
Look how little my hands are. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I have many battle engines working for me. They're all great. They're all wonderful. The wonderful battle engines. All right, so let's just go down the list and some of the changes that we've seen.
Oh, man. Wasn't it great when we...
This podcast today was here. And just went,
Wasn't it great when we used to have listeners in the U.S.? Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, he's
So
only got like a 30% approval rating.
yeah, it's all good. So here's we'll start with the Storm Strider. George, you took one look at. You were the one got excited about the Storm Strider.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I looked at it briefly. I think it looks really, really cool. They've made it a little more relevant by being able to just get some power.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the biggest problems with the Storm Strider was that little thing where you couldn't power it up. If it got shot, it got tokens, but if it got shot, it was dead, so it didn't matter, right? Like the combination of battle engines being paper thin and that being the only way to get tokens meant that it was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Yeah,
I
you
tried
had to
it
get
out.
hit to get a token. And
I tried it out a little bit at the beginning of Mark III with Silverline Stormguard in front, just so that it couldn't get charged, and it got shot off the table.
Yeah.
And so, but now basically it has a wonderful little thing called build up power. When it aims, it gets its tokens.
Yep. Seems pretty cool. And then with tokens, it gets really, really good. And especially if you got some other Stormsmiths on the table, that kind of stuff.
It has dual attack, which is awesome. So it can run in and stomp all over people's faces and then shoot them.
Yep.
It's repulsor field. Ooh, pushed away.
Yeah, that's been there. That's been there since
Yep.
the beginning. But that basically nullifies a lot of that. Like something runs up, hits it a bunch of times, especially with a 1-inch reach.
Range 14, rate of fire 2.
Well, and I think the most important thing that the very
Power
first this is a
15
very
boostable. Like
well, yeah.
I mean, that's
legit.
good.
But the one thing everybody's going to notice when they look at this document right away is the boxes. So it now has 30 boxes.
It only has 30.
It only has 30. But that's a significant improvement.
18 boxes, 30 points. Sounds like a Kador Jack to me.
Or 18 points, 30 boxes.
Yeah, that's sorry. Yeah, 18 points, 30 boxes.
Sounds like a shit Kador Jack with four less boxes.
I know very little about how the Vessel of Judgment was before, but I know Aubin's reaction to the Vessel of Judgment was they didn't really change much, except they gave it more boxes and they didn't change the cost.
Well, yeah, a little thing to speak to is the fact that there are basically a couple of different styles of battle engine now. There are those that are supposed to be just straight tanks, like the Kador one. And there are supposed to be some that are a little bit more supporty, have a little bit less, and then there are at least one offensive battle engine.
Well, let's go to Bubba. If you take a look at the Storm Strider first, and any of the which one of the battle engines kind of appealed to you most, and let's look at the Vessel of Judgment. Is this just basically an increase in boxes? Is that enough to make it valid?
I think the Vessel of Judgment was one of the better battle engines as it was, because it has a boosting mechanic. In general, the better battle engines were any of the ones that had boosting mechanics. Even the Fulcrum that people kind of shit on, I thought was fine, especially with Una 2, was really good. So I think the Vessel just really needed more boxes. I don't think an increase to POW or anything. I think it's a bit toolboxy. It's not like a direct drop the hammer on the anvil kind of piece. It's more of I'm going to do a few cute things while adding a bit of firepower.
Yep.
So
yep.
I think it's fine. Adding boxes is probably all it really needs. It's just we knew that was a problem with battle engines, that they just died too easily.
Well, again,
except for one of them that never fucking died.
Yeah, because it was
I wonder which one that was.
You just can't kill it.
Yeah, the Kator was a pain in the ass.
We'll talk about that one in a second. So let's talk about the Kator engine. You said that there was uninspired. What did they do to it, and what would you have liked to have seen?
Well, it doesn't have a boosting mechanic. Therefore, I think it lags behind others. Not that I think all battle engines should have a boosting mechanic. Maybe they all should. Maybe none of them should. I don't know the correct answer. I actually do not own a fun carriage.
Really?
I will fully admit, nope.
Kind of surprised.
If anyone wants to give me one, I'll take it. Like Chris Davies. So I think that the fun carriage on paper has some good abilities. Its guns are incredibly powerful, although they have very low rat. Like they're POW 16 guns, AoE 4. That's pretty good. They're actually the strongest gun in the faction. Like period. There's not a more powerful gun. The mortar is POW 16 as well, but it's like rat 0, so it's a piece of shit. I think that the boxes will help, but the point cost, the way Kator currently stands, is the general comparison is, do you take a battle engine, and this is for all the factions, do you take a battle engine or you take a jack or a beast? And Kator jacks right now, they're a bit cheaper, 10, 12, 14 points, and they do a lot of work like that. They can boost, blah, blah, blah. So the Kator Fun Carriage does have 4 more boxes now, and it has 2 gunshots instead of 1. It's speed 8, which is really nice, but I don't know if at 18 points it's worth more than a Juggernaut at 12 points and then 6 more points for whatever.
That's fair.
So what's a destroyer worth, out of curiosity?
14.
14. So for 4 more points...
You're playing Kator. How do you not know this?
Because I own 3 jacks.
He just started. He's a Kator noob.
I am a total noob. So for 4 more points, you're getting, 4 more boxes, a second gunshot, but you're losing that melee weapon.
A really good comparison that has been made is, do you take a gun carriage or do you take a destroyer on a forge seer?
Oh yeah, because that'd be
18 points.
18 points. So
you lose. So
you lose the axe.
So the fun carriage has 2 shots instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
One higher rat, 1 lower mat. Its melee attack is POW 12.
No,
versus
it's POW 14.
Oh, is it 14? That shows you how much I've played it. But like it has a momentum, which is situationally really cute if you can apply it properly. So right now, and nobody right now, I haven't played it, so I honestly don't know. And nobody tell Chris Davies I said this. The fun carriage might be better. But I don't know. Boosting is a really good mechanic.
Yes.
It's hard to say.
Especially when you need to hit something. I think if you were facing a lot more...
That's the big thing. I think that's the big thing, Will, is you need to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, if you especially with... I mean, it's not like they're sitting there... They're still a rat 5. So if you can't boost that in any way, especially going up against, like... Well, let's,
just
for
flat,
example, Crix, for
just
example.
Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving right along, the Wraith engine, again, the Crix players cried foul and let loose the dogs of war.
I think the big reason was because I'm pretty sure it was Souls who put up an insider saying that Unhallowed would be getting +2 arm against ranged and magical attacks, and immunity to blast damage within its command range.
Right.
When they brought out the CID today, they removed the immunity to blast damage and they made it 8 inches instead of 10 command.
Right.
And I think that pissed some people off.
Well, on top of that, it's also got the lowest box. It got the fewest boxes.
Yeah.
So it didn't really get the big the big boxers.
No.
It is uncorporeal.
That's
though.
the thing. In its defense,
always
it
been
is. It's
incorporeal,
always been,
so-
but the same thing with the cock engine is that it's already really friggin' good.
Not a lot of people use it though.
Yeah,
it's not on the table that often.
But maybe Unhallowed will change that.
Like the thing is, if they said it was going to get these things, and this is a CID, then why take them away before even testing?
Maybe. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see tomorrow. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they'll
Fucking
break-
TEP is the fucking TEP is stupid.
Yes, the TAP is stupid.
No, it
That thing
isn't.
is
The Wraith engine
thing
is
is-
not the TAP.
the thing is amazing.
All right, so moving on to the Arcantric Force Generator.
Ooh, space tick.
Again, the Space Tick got a few extra boxes. I think its cost went down. I'm not
wouldn't
sure.
be surprised.
I'm not sure about that. People can go against me on that. But and again, I'm no expert on the Space Tick. I'm not a Retribution player, and we really don't have people playing that much Ret in our area, surprisingly enough. And especially the Space Tick, you just don't see it on the table. But I've heard that it's going to be a good ranged unit. It's going to be solid. It doesn't have the big support thing that a lot of other of the stuff in the game that these other things are getting, but it's going to be a solid range.
it-
So Will, in a vacuum, if you didn't know what the model I was talking about was, if I told you Rat 11, range 16, POW 18 gun, 2 shots for whatever it is, 17, 18 points, would
Yeah.
you take it?
Hell yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be an awesome range. So it's an awesome range support thing in exchange for a jack. You get wicked awesome guns.
Is it better than a Hydra?
That's a good question.
That's the closest comparison.
I guess the thing is though, like a Hydra does
Maybe a Manticore, but Manticore's so much low POW.
But also think about it like this. If you are creating a list, this gives one of the changes that I think they wanted to make was they wanted to make these viable for different styles of lists. So if you could say take a Manticore, but say you've got a solid list and you're like, shit, I have 0 solid range stuff in this list that can just reach out and touch solos from across the board. This might be a better viable solution.
Yeah, but if you're using a
this-
POW 16
this-
gun to touch solos, like
POW 18.
POW 18 gun to touch solos, what
Because
the hell?
when it aims, it gets +2 POW.
Okay.
It gets like everything when it aims. It gets another shot, +2 rat, like +2 rat on top of aiming, +2 POW. But like again, it goes back to the boosting mechanic. It doesn't have a boosting mechanic, so is it better than a Hydra that can boost that slightly lower POW and I just don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see it on the board, and you have to see it in the mix too, because we also have. We're not thinking the grander scheme either at this point. This is admittedly, people that play a faction can often think of the caster that it's going to go well with, but seeing that we also don't play the faction. I can't off the top of my head say, oh, that caster is going to turn that up to 1,000. Like I know, for example, with the mercenary, the Rulik engine. Ostrom does a really good job because he can do fire for effect on the battle engine, and that tunes that gives it the boosting mechanic. I literally hand over the boosting mechanic to the engine at that point. So that's that other balancing aspect that it's hard to comment on.
A caster like Ossian obviously is really good for the Force Generator. Could we just have Jason there like stop calling his booty call and fucking pay attention to what's going on here right now?
I'm paying
That'd be
attention.
wonderful. That'd be wonderful.
Hilariously,
We're trying to have an
Checking the
adult
list.
conversation.
Checking the list.
his booty call is of
He's
course
actually building
Legion.
he's building a Legion list right now.
Yeah, that's his
what's
booty
going
call.
on.
Legion.
Fun fact: no one cares about Legion. Moving on.
Well,
All right,
I'm going to
well,
see
let's-
JVM next weekend, and he's going to be nice to me.
He will not. He will not. He does not have time for the likes of you. So moving right on to the Siege Crawler, because we just talked. Jason or Will just touched base on that.
Well, we
George, what do you think about that? Not that you play mercenaries. I know Will does, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, give Will shit.
Mutiny.
Mutiny.
I love that it got back the poop.
I don't know what happened. It was weird. All of a sudden,
George got muted somehow.
I like that it has the poop dwarves mechanic.
Shits out dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
D3
literally-
dwarf poop.
That's how
D3
dwarves are made,
That's
right?
how dwarves are born.
You just get pooped out of an engine.
There's just siege crawlers wandering across the landscape, and it just crouches down with all those legs, and then and then there's fully formed dwarves there with hammers.
All right, Will, how do you feel about the siege crawler in, say, your Ostrom list?
I'm pretty excited about it. It seems like it's going to be fun. 2 of them might even be more fun. That's all I have to say about that.
Are we going to see a 3 huge bases from you?
With Mad Hammer, I probably would give it a try just to see
That would be
how it
interesting.
goes. It'd be interesting. There'll be a lot of fire on the table.
All the fire.
The problem is that with the siege crawler as it is now, you also really want to take a unit or two. Whether it's going to be as Bubba was saying, tack, which I didn't even think of. The mortar units as well. The dwarven weapon platform, or whatever they're called. Why can't I remember names when I'm doing
I
this?
don't
Because once again, being able to just put grunts back in, that's pretty awesome when somebody comes after and starts shooting your grunts off the table to try to get rid of your cannons.
Especially because the 1 or 2 grunts that you've hidden behind it get cover as well.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, as I said, in a vacuum, it seems like it's going to be a ton of fun. For me, I think it's more the fun aspect. I think the idea of having a really solid recursion for dwarves is super, super cool. And
do you feel that obviously the siege crawler does not have a boosting mechanic? Do you think fire for effect is enough for it?
Well,
compared to taking a driller and something else?
I do.
Like an avalanche or something?
I do. I think it's more comparable to taking 2 of the weapon units and say one of the cheaper I would now. Is it as good as say what 3 gun bunnies? Because you could
That's hard. That's actually hard.
Because that's what you're gonna have to give up. That's what you're literally gonna be saying. Like,
right?
Do I give up 3 gun bunnies, which get boosted free?
Bunnies are really good.
I'll beat this dead horse till it's super dead. Boosting mechanic, man.
Yeah.
Just if they don't have a boosting mechanic, I'm like, I don't know.
Dat mechanic.
But yeah, cycling fire for effect. I mean, it's going to be fun, and adding the fact that I can now just bring back hammer dwarves, which I have had problems keeping them alive. Everybody does because 1 AOE kind of wipes out whole units. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So since we know that the Troll War Wagon is just a ripoff of the Kador War Wagon,
Pretty much exactly the same thing.
Like basically the same thing.
I am continually confused about that.
Celestial Fulcrum. They just gave it more boxes. Correct. I don't think they really added much.
Whoa!
Or
what?
What else did they do to it? Tell me.
What are you high?
Tell me.
He's
about
never
it.
seen one on the table.
I never seen
Okay.
it.
Okay. Well, yeah, they gave it a bunch more boxes.
Yeah.
They gave it veteran leader for Blackclads, which is every circle caster except like 2 or 3. And they gave it Fury Vault, which the caster can now give it Fury.
Right.
And it can leech Fury off Wolds.
What? So it
which
can
is
pull the
shit.
Fury? Shit.
Yes, I did see
Yeah.
that.
So like the application for it is so people need to not think of like Wold Guardians or Wold Wardens. Think specifically the little shooty bastards.
The shrimps there? Yeah.
Yeah. That are only a Fury 2. And they kind of like they want to spend those 2 to boost the hit, boost damage or whatever. And like they're super good right now in the meta. So like in general you run hot because your cast like you have to fill them with Fury for them to do all their work, and your caster just can't take it. You're just like, cool, pull 3 off with the Fulcrum, or 6 off with 2 Fulcrums.
Oh man.
Not that that's like something like Tuna again is super good with the Fulcrum because Hand of Fate, but that's
Right.
for everything.
Siege Animatrix.
I actually didn't look at this one.
I have not.
It's Scorn.
Scorn. Who looks at it?
Well, I mean,
Still has Cantankerous. Still has Trample, which is nice.
Did it just pick up?
Sorry?
Did it just pick up wounds?
Not. I don't recall it having reposition.
We'll send that out to the people on the boards.
I believe it always had the cavalry rules. I could be wrong.
I think all the ones that have like cavalry associated
Yeah.
to it got the cavalry rules. Okay, well, we'll send that out to the boards and see if anybody on the boards knows what kind of changed. All right, so
it's now a beast.
Jason, we're going to let you talk a bit about the love of your life, the new apple of your eye,
The throne.
the throne.
Yeah.
What's
it's
so
really
what's
good.
so great?
It's really good. It's really good. So
Oh,
it's
and
got more
Bubba's-
boxes.
Bubba is literally out of here.
It's got 36 boxes, Bubba.
Come
36
back.
boxes. Arm 20. Really good.
He's gone for ice cream, Jason.
4-inch tentacles.
All the tentacles.
4-inch tentacles.
What I love about it is that it can kill a thing, cast a spell.
Yeah, like a spray.
Yeah.
A POW 12 spray. So it kills a thing, sprays. Kills a thing, sprays. Kills a thing, sprays.
Or spine burst.
Yeah.
Those
Spine burst is amazing.
Those
Yeah.
Statixis that you were so worried about.
Oh.
Just pop.
Gone.
Yeah.
Great against infantry. That'll clear some fucking infantry for sure.
Yeah, this thing is an infantry munching monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking, and you've got 2 of them, so I'm
I
looking
do.
forward to facing.
I actually,
2
that's
of
what I
them.
was doing. I was putting, I was making
Yeah. So
an
who do you-
Ebby 2 double
Ebby
throne
2.
list.
Oh,
In
ow.
oracles?
Stop that.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you have
No,
something? Do you have something that can
bad.
repair it?
Two Carnivians. Yeah.
Gobber Tinker.
Gobber
Gobber
Tinker,
Tinker.
yeah. 2 Carnivians, Proteus, 2 Rakes.
It's just all the tentacle monsters?
Yeah, pretty much.
Holy
Oh,
You
man.
can't put Hellmouths in the Oracles theme, but I mean, it's 20-some free points still, so
Nice. God damn.
yeah.
That'll be fun. All right. Hopefully Bubba comes back for this. But while we're waiting for Bubba, just tell us a bit about the TEP
I
and
see
why
his shadow moving in
why
the
you're
back.
why you're angry.
Oh, I am totally pissed off. The TEP got dick all. Why is it even in here if they aren't going to change anything? Like, holy fuck. The TEP was amazing, and they didn't add anything to it.
So we agree as a group then that really, I mean, the TEP was shafted and they should have added like 40 boxes to it.
No, that's way
Armor
silly.
20.
They probably should have let it poop out 5 servitors instead of 3,
And whenever it wants.
No. After
because then it
movement.
could actually be Yahtzee. It'd be 5.
No, I to be actually honest, I think that they could have bumped it by 3 or 4 points, bring it up to 25. Just
You mean
to sort of-
cost 25
No,
points.
no, damage, 25 bucks.
What? No, cost.
No, it costs 19. It's already a
No,
a decent
cost like
price.
22.
Point cost 19. That's fine. It should have 25 boxes. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the TEP. It does its job. I have found it in
Happy because it didn't get nerfed.
Yeah.
like almost all of Convergence in the Mark II to Mark III and in the CID, Convergence seems to be at a good place as far as design is concerned. The only thing that I would really love to see for Convergence is
George.
some reason to take infantry.
I was just going to counterpoint that. Are they in a good place design-wise? When was the last time you saw Convergence units?
Yeah,
When was the last
that's what
time
I
you
was-
saw obstructors? When was the last time you saw the medium-based infantry?
Yeah, I still play reductors when I pull out my cock, but
Did I mention reductors?
No, I know.
Reductors you play with the TEP though, because then you could just spray over their heads and give no shits.
Clear is a beautiful thing.
Okay, so let's talk about the 2 minion engines. Again, more boxes. The Sacral Vaults. I have played the Sacral Vault, but it was in Mark II. Bubba, what did they change? Did they?
SFA,
did
I
change.
think.
Okay.
Didn't change. The Sacral Vault was a pretty good piece before. Obviously, it was really well used in that Thags list for a while before they fixed Hellmouths.
Yeah.
Or tried to fix Hellmouths.
Hellmouths are fine.
Yeah, I think the Sacral Vault's a fine piece. Going up in boxes probably helps it a bit, as it was susceptible to heavies and such and high pow guns.
Yeah,
The meat thresher though, that's an interesting change.
I love the meat thresher. I mean, the rules for the meat thresher seem like a shit ton of fun.
Yeah.
It seems like just some ridiculous thing to go rolling down the field. Never saw the meat thresher on the table before, but I would put, if I had minions, I would definitely play it now. It looks hilarious. Did they make any change? What were the changes? I'm just going to throw that out there. Bubba.
What? Wrexham is saying it lost the Sacral Vault lost its boost. I'm pretty sure it kept it. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'll check.
We'll look that up. I don't know. We'll send that to the stats department. The Meat Thresher, got the +2 speed to take D3 damage to gain +2 speed, which based on it going up in a lot of boxes is a very reasonable risk to go to speed 8, because I believe it's speed 6. And it also gained exhaust fumes, which is a funny rule. Models, I can't remember if it's within 3 or completely within 3. Gain concealment.
Within 3, gain concealment.
Within.
Yeah.
So exactly the same as the Glacier King. Again, it's a good rule. It adds some versatility to the faction that it didn't have before.
Going back to the Sacrovolt, Strength of Death. During its combat action, this model can spend soul tokens to boost 1 attack or damage roll for each token.
Get wrecked, Wrexham!
So yeah, it's still there. It's just it may be under a different title.
He's talking about the throne. No one cares about
the throne. The throne gets to spray all the things.
The throne's job became infantry clearing, not heavy killing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, so that's it for that. Let's talk about the scenarios. Let's talk about the changes in the CID that came down the pipeline today. If one of you guys have that change document up, that would be helpful. I have the actual CID up. So they've tweaked the way that they've worded the measurement rules, and they've actually it's now like 5 paragraphs instead of the one that it was before. Basically, it's now stating, and I'm going to paraphrase, and you guys can argue with me if I got this wrong. But it's now stating that you can now leave shit on the table, and you can one thing on the table at any given time. So like 1 proxy base extra, basically, than your actual army. And for measuring, for a single measurement, you can use as many things as you want to use to make a single measurement. So the proxy base can sit there. You can have 10 measuring sticks out to measure whatever it is that you're measuring. But then once you've made them, you then have to make the movement with the model that you're using, and once you've done that, you have to remove the measurement stuff from the board and start over again. So the idea being that basically you can't just have a marker out in the middle of the table saying this 10-inch marker is the range of all of your guns. I'm not going to pass X. Yeah. And it forces you to remove your shit from the table.
I think that's a completely reasonable thing to ask.
George, reasonable?
I think so. Like the whole, I played actually with the old rules last night, and I didn't actually find them that onerous. It was really annoying, but it didn't really stop me from what I was doing.
Right.
I was able to keep under clock, so it wasn't just like absolutely killing me, but then again, I was playing a Khador list that's almost self-piloting. Right. So, I didn't get... It's not like I was playing Circle. If I was playing Circle, I think I would have felt it more. It's like I need to get to here so that I can have this within my control range, like that type of thing. And I feel like I would have wanted a couple more proxies, but...
Yeah, Khador is a really bad example.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like last night.
10 models.
I looked down at the board and I'm like, oh,
just Khador in general.
I just can't put down my 3 clouds so that they're exactly touching. I have to do one and then put the cloud next to the last one. It wasn't like it was a really big problem.
Bubba, from the competitive angle, is this better or is this still the same shit?
It's definitely better. No doubt about it. They've very clearly stated that they do not want people planning out their entire turns, and that has remained. And that's fine, I guess. I really don't do it that much. I'm sure I have, so I won't say I won't. I'm kind of by the seat of my pants guy. Being able to... I look at it as... So when I'm activating a model or doing something like that, that's generally what I do anyway. I'm going to make the measurement with 80 pieces of measuring sticks, and then I'm going to throw all those sticks to the side and put that model on the proxy base that I just placed. So, I think that's how most people do it as well. So that's a good change. I think people should be fine with that. I know some people are a bit sticklers on the only having a certain amount of proxies on the table otherwise. But, fuck them.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Other big change is they raised the kill box to 12 inches, and now it only can happen on your turn, I believe.
It's still down from what I'm always expecting, so I don't really have... And the weird part, the one part of that I really thought was strange is it's no longer a kill box. It's a kill side.
Yeah.
Because it's only from your table.
Oh yeah,
edge.
and it only works from your table edge.
It's
so
it's
you
not
can't
a,
kill
it's,
box
it's,
yourself on the other opponent's side.
Even before, when it was a kill ring, not a kill box, this makes even less sense now calling it kill box. They should come up with a new name for it that makes some kind of sense. But it's just from your back edge, and I think they did that because there's so many scenarios that extend left and right, like into the sides, because there's a lot of zones that you could score on and kill box yourself before. And I think they wanted to get rid of that, so they just said, okay, it's just from your back edge. We're just literally pushing you up the field. You can't hide in your control zone, Haley. Get the fuck out there.
Well, and here's my I'm not. I mean, I
it
kill
literally
box
right now says get out of your fucking control zone.
and I'm not like
Like your
I'm not
deployment
against that, but it feels like this whole package is just designed to get you in the middle of the board.
Absolutely.
If that's the case,
now
why don't we just take 12 inches off the fucking board? If that's the big problem.
So here's the thing. That has I'm not sure if anybody else has ever paid attention to this, but if you've read previous stuff that PP has said about scenarios, that was the point of scenarios. Their stated point was to push the combat to the middle of the table and make it so you couldn't just hang around and run away from your opponent. That is what scenarios were designed to do. Now, what they actually did was provide a new way of winning, and we as a meta adapted to that. But their intent has always been get shit in the middle of the table so they whack each other with big hammers. And I think that this set of scenarios, they are achieving their stated goal. Now, whether that's a good goal or not, I don't want to speak to.
That's my problem.
But I would say they have done that.
How are they achieving? Now, again, I haven't played any games yet, but how are they achieving that goal when the scenarios are spread so wide?
The way they are achieving that goal is because if you don't contest those zones, you're going to lose. So the idea is to get to stop a brick.
I don't have to engage to do that. I don't have to send my whole army of big stompy robots to do that.
You absolutely don't. You have to get into those zones. But what that means is if the other guy, if you're just like throwing one thing in each zone to contest, the other guy can take advantage of that, beat you down in those zones and win. If you spend any kind of time actually contesting those zones, putting real meat in them, doing some kind of trick to push stuff out of them, well, that's going to cause the combat and stuff that they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all kind of shakes out. As I said, my experience was a bit skewed this week because I forgot that Killbox is in everything now, and I just didn't move like an idiot. And I had 12-inch deployment. I literally had to move like a millimeter. I would have been fine. So the last big change, of course, that was on everybody's mind was they made a serious bungle with objectives. And basically there was one objective, and I can't remember. It's the fuel cache.
Fuel cache
Gave
everything
one model continuous fire on all of its weapons, which was frigging dumb. Now it's your first attack you get, which everybody, can we agree that that's a solid fix? I mean, there's still going to be some models that are awesome to get one attack that would continue.
Anything with a 5-inch pipe plate.
Yeah, I love that.
Kador in general.
Yeah.
So there's going to be
mortars. Your free mortar crews.
Yeah.
There's going to be things that love it still, but by the same token, it's not ridiculous like just handing it out like candy on a stick.
Yep. Good. It was a needed change.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that'll stick. It probably will, but.
Yep. All right.
I think the bigger change was the rest of the objectives.
What changed with the rest of the objectives?
They got rid of 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
They had 6. Now they have 3.
Yeah.
Now, was that just for this testing? I thought I saw something that said.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think they said we want you to concentrate on this test, on these ones for testing, and that's why they had reduced it to those 3.
Something we did not get a chance to talk about, but we've actually tested all 3 now, is we've all tried the new terrain mechanics. The new.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You and I tried the quadrant method. You've tried the scatter method, and George,
I've done all 3.
You've done all 3. What are your feelings? Is it
I like
good?
them.
Yeah.
They take varying amounts of time to set up, I don't know whether this is going to lead to literally having just, zones on a table and the TOs saying, you've got an hour-long clock and you've got a 10-minute terrain setup at the beginning of each round. Because the scatter method and stuff like that actually just generates terrain setups. And there are so many zone changes that every time you have to change the scenario, because the scenarios literally cover half the table, you're going to have to reset up the damn terrain every time anyway.
Yeah, unless you use something like a mesh zone so that you can just slap them down and see the terrain through it. But it depends on the zones, too.
And the gigantic stack of zones that we all have are just going to be in the way.
So what I wanted to talk about quickly now that we moved on, so you tried we've tried the other two methods.
Yep.
They were cool.
Yep.
You weren't super keen on the quadrant method because it kind of got stagnant.
Yeah, I like the idea of deviating.
Yeah, the scatter method was sort of your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is let's talk about the they added in the Steamroller pack. It never had rumble scenarios before. There are 3 rumble scenarios.
Did we speak to the removal of DNC?
Removal of DNC. Let's talk about it's a thing. It's not there anymore.
Yes,
but that's
I just wanted to say if we had
it's by community request and by large. Loud community request, I think, more than anything else, especially the higher players. Oh, how do you actually? I think Bubba's a better person to ask about that. How do you feel about the removal of DNC, Bubba?
I know a lot of people were frustrated when a tournament comes down, especially like a final. I think it was I can't even remember. I think it was Adepticon. The final was 2 list lock players, so it made for a less than optimal final. And I think that's the real issue is just that final, because it's really the only time it comes up. Earlier in the tournament, the other reason is earlier in the tournament, you might sacrifice a better matchup because you're like, this second list is okay here. I might not get another chance to use it. That being said, it probably just proliferates the power lists even more. When you just bring that one list that's dumb, you're just like, yep, I can play it every round. Cool, I win.
Yep. That's kind of my feeling. Okay, so let's talk about rumble scenarios because we got to kind of gun through these quick. How do we feel about? I mean, it's not a new format exactly.
We had rumble last year.
We had rumble was brought out last year, but they made it a real part of the package now. What do you think, G, as a tournament organizer? Are you going to be pursuing rumble games when this becomes a thing?
I think we will definitely have some rumble in our meta. We have Ottawa, like everywhere, hopefully everywhere else, because if you don't have this, you're a dead meta. You just don't know it yet. Is we have a really good influx of young players, people who are not necessarily young age-wise, but just getting into the game. And rumble is really great for them because they have that immediate attack. They have that sort of, it just cuts time down before the fun stuff happens.
Well, and I think it's a faster game. And some of us, 4 games in a row, 2 hours long, big boards. It can take it out of you. Okay, so moving into the new scenarios, the biggest change, of course, we talked about this last week, is the way that you score points. Yep. You now have to be 6 points above your opponent, so it's no longer get 6 points to win. Kill boxes are now 12 inches. And let's just go through some of these. And, really, let's get our impressions. The Pit 2, a lot of...
It's not a rumble scenario.
Sorry, I'm moving on from rumble.
Oh, okay.
And we're going into normal now. I don't think we need to go deep into rumble.
Nobody cares about rumble. Move along.
We'll
move along.
We'll make a deal out of it when we've played some rumble. Nobody's played any rumble yet.
I'm getting ready to rumble if that helps.
Yes. Let's all get ready to rumble. All right. So scenario the Pit 2. They've altered the pit. They've added the 2 big rectangular zones on either side.
Pray I do not alter it further.
And they've added 2 objectives in the 2 square zones. You had not. Who got a chance to play the Pit?
I played the Pit.
How did you feel about it?
I thought it was a pretty good scenario.
It was okay.
It was
Drove
fine,
you to the center. The objectives meant something.
Yeah, I like the wrestling belt look. I think it's kind of cool.
Right. Bubba, what do you
That's
think?
what
do you think of
that's our level of commentary. It looks like a wrestling belt. I approve.
Unfortunately, until I can play on them, I can't really speak to it. All the newer scenarios look fairly dynamic because they're so spread out. So it looks like there's a lot to do. Again, I've been hearing that they've been scoring some CPs and winning by scenario. My initial thoughts were it'll be hard, but an interesting thing is that PP is talking about a complete rework of Recon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
what's the word on that?
They might be reworking Recon.
Recon's the only
just
one
like
that
a
didn't change.
complete, like a complete overhaul. Everything
got it.
else, the other five they like, and the feedback they've gotten from them has been good. But they think Recon is kind of dead now as a scenario, which is interesting because in Mark, the first in 2016 it was considered the best scenario.
Yeah,
So.
and that's why it survived.
But the
like
problem with it,
Recon.
of course, only being able to have one thing score on Recon, which is
My Harkovich list is fine with this.
it's units on top of that, correct?
Nope.
'Cause- No, okay,
Jacks.
no, it's
No,
Jacks.
Jackson battle engines.
Right, it's right. Round is units.
So you take your 2 battle engines and you completely cover that zone. You fill in with jacks, and you're good.
solid. Nobody can do shit. Oh, Bubba's frozen.
And has
No,
a
he's not.
beautiful.
That's just
That's just the way he
That's
looks.
just the way he looks.
That's just the way it is.
That's funny.
Doodaloo.
There he goes.
He's back.
That is just how he looks. Amazing.
So yeah, it makes sense. I can also see Outlast being a bit boring when you can only score when there's only one way to score. When there's that,
well, there was only one way to score.
yeah,
before.
but if you brought a Jack Stompy list and then somebody throws down Outlast on you, like
Isn't that the point though? To build
Yeah.
balanced
I guess
lists?
so. Yeah, I guess so. You're right. All right, so quickly looking at these, the dynamics. If you go through, we tried spread. We can't really comment on standoff because
I played standoff.
Oh, how did you feel about it?
It was good. We ended with 2 to 3 scenario points, and I threw Ruin into Vlad and put him down like he was rabid. But other than that, it made us spread out. Even with my Jack heavy list, I had to get out there and contest. And it did make me pull my support out of the back and actually get it out there. And I kind of wish that I had a unit. I seriously looked at my list and went, should I have had one unit? Should I have spent 12 points instead of on another Juggernaut?
Well-
on a unit of something?
Well, here's my question. That Jack zone that's in the back, that's
Yeah,
right next
in the
to
far- the far
against your opponents that's sitting there in the opponent zone that they can score on. How was it trying to make sure that you had a Jack in that zone to stop the other guy from scoring? Did you find that it got a little bit skewed at one point? Like you just had to run something over there to stop it?
It was actually the opposite problem. If he wanted to come and kill me, he had to leave that zone. So what happened is he ended up moving all of his Jacks but one out of that zone, and then I was able to charge into that one Jack and kill it.
Gotcha. All right, so for Spread the Net, which we both got a chance to play, you got to play it a couple times.
Yep.
We looked at it, and I think we both agreed that the problem, and this is why I asked this about the last one. I thought the problem with this particular scenario was it is you literally have to throw something down the board in that zone that is in your opponent's.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, which is exactly what happened to us,
Yeah.
it's really hard to change that after the fact. And you were able to just screen me out of that zone.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't get anything to that zone.
Yeah.
With it, I'd have to kill something I'd have to kill a lot of things every round just to get anything down there.
Yeah.
I was able to get stuff in every other zone, but you were could just focus on that one zone, which you were able to get to top of 2.
Yeah.
Actually, top of one,
And just keep shit
and just
away
keep
from
shit
it.
away
Yep.
from it. So
Yep.
it was cool, but I think that it was.
I think, but the idea is you should be able to do that to your own side as well.
Absolutely, and I did, but you were able to just contest and
Yeah.
contest. And you were able
Yeah.
to just get some stuff in there, keep it contested, lock me.
I
lock
had
me down.
the distinct advantage of a machine wraith that you couldn't get rid of.
That was a huge problem.
Yeah.
And I will change my lists now to make sure I have something that can clear a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
I would like to see those two rectangles. I would like to see those two rectangles come up and get closer together, closer to the center, even if there's only two or 3 inches between them. I think that would be an interesting clusterfuck in the center of the board.
Right, just to kind of force everything down. Yeah,
And less camp your own zone that's really far away.
yeah, that makes perfect sense. You could tag both zones typically, and yeah, interesting. So Breakdown, anybody get a chance to try out Breakdown? Have any comments?
No.
Again, I don't think we can really make a fluid comment until somebody's had a chance to play it. Again, it doesn't look any wilder or crazier than the rest of them, and without any flags or objectives, it kind of, we'll see how that one plays out. I'm interested to give it a try. Outlast, as we talked about, it's Two Boobs. Two Boobs is back, but they've added some flags to Two Boobs.
So interestingly, this one with Jack Spam makes you a sad puppy.
Yeah.
It just means that basically the scenario comes off the table and your caster camps that flag and throws jacks at your opponent.
Yeah, and I think TOs might be throwing these in just to, because honestly, you're going to have a good time if you've got a couple of units.
It makes you look down and go, oh, can I bring my jack heavy list? If Outlast is out there, suddenly,
you always can.
Well, here's the thing: DNC is going away, but if Outlast is in that scenario packet, do I have to have that second list?
All right, so we already talked a bit about Recon, that it is changing, and I don't think we really need to talk too much more about that. It's 9:00 already.
Fast.
We do try to keep these things down. There's just so much to talk about, and having Bubba on the show, we appreciate your knowledge, Bubba, and
They appreciate it.
Jason doesn't.
I appreciate it too.
No fucking lie.
You guys are gonna kiss at the SOO, aren't you? There's gonna be like one of that uncomfortable. Like
Well,
you get a little
if
bit
you
too,
put enough beverages in
it'll
our
just,
hand.
it'll be like you just get a little bit
So,
too close.
How many bottles?
I-
How many bottles of
I
Sortilage are we bringing?
think we need to have that video shot of their eyes meeting from either side of the con hall and
It'll
then
be
running
beautiful,
through it like the
Yeah,
field of
it'll be a
flowers.
beautiful
No,
moment.
it would
and then,
be
and then
me-
Bubba will just guff him in the face.
yeah.
Just whack, put him down.
I think it's really important, again, because you guys, you're out there in the masses, that we said it a million times last week, and I think we need to say it again. Everybody, this is still CID.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is still
Fluid.
in the beta process being worked on. This is not final.
Yep.
Cool
your
take
jets.
it easy. Take it easy. Don't get crazy. I saw today that there's a change.org petition.
What?
Yeah.
Are
There
you-
seriously is.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
That's awesome.
Come on, guys. Jesus Christ.
I think things need to get a bit worse for that to happen.
Oh my God.
Like not being in the beta process. So yeah, just everyone take it in stride. We're just moving forward. We're trying things out.
Test it.
There's still a few more weeks of these things. Try it. Actually, play a fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Test it and try it that way before you judge, because as we've said, we've tried playing this method.
Yeah.
In fact, we already play that way because we just don't. Although, George, I do have to state a game where you literally measured. It was a scoring game during the Journeyman League, where you planned not once, not twice, but 3 times your entire turn.
Oh yeah.
In your defense, we weren't on clock, but I literally sat there and was like, if he fucking plans. And then the worst part was, after your third entire plan of your turn, you went, I'm just going to do this, and you ran a guy up the side of the board.
This is what we like to call professionally fucking with you.
Yeah. No. That, if they make it a stated rule, I'm making you play that way for the rest of your life.
No.
Because if you ever lay down 50 freaking rulers to play,
DQ'd.
I'm just going to be like, I'm going for
Judge?
ice cream.
Yeah.
That hand will come up so
Yeah.
fast.
All right, so let's go. Hit the button because it's time for
The lightning round.
all right, lightning round. 10 of the most, well, they're not really all that difficult, and they are very relevant because they have all to do with battle engines and the CID that came out today.
Shit, none of us are going to know this stuff.
Hope you read through a few times. Hope you're ready
Excuse
to
me
rock.
while I open that document.
No, everybody close the damn document. If I see a single person with, I have
You can't
spies.
tell Bubba's got, he's
I
looking
have
at his
spies
screen.
at Bubba's house. Like, I literally have a little guy.
See that lamp back
That
there?
lamp is actually a camera. Well, I need to know what he's
You
bringing.
have one in his living room. I got one in his. Never mind.
I'll keep my hands right here.
All right. So, what is the speed of a meat thresher, assuming it's under turn up the heat?
Bing bong. Bing bong.
Bubba.
Bing bong. 8.
It is 8. What does the power necrophage do?
Bing bong.
Bubba.
Every time you destroy or remove from play An enemy model, you may make a magic attack.
Magic ability. Yep. Question number 3. The Celestial Fulcrum is immune to what?
Big Bang.
Bubba.
Fire, electricity, corrosion.
Eh.
Ah, I know what it is.
Cold.
Damn.
Cold is the third one. Cold is the third one.
It's not corrosion, it's cold.
Jason, you're doing really well on this one.
Fire, electricity, and coal.
10 points.
Yay!
Question number 4. The Wraith engine has how many boxes? Go.
24.
It is 24. Question number 5. Name the Vessel of Judgment's 3 holy reliquary powers.
I'm going to call them all Phil.
No, don't name
You just said name them.
For Christ's sake. Do you want to actually give it a try to make some points?
No, I have no. Well, one of them is Death's Door or Door of Death or something like that.
The Father,
for
the
the great-
Son, and the
for the-
Holy Ghost.
For the grace of the might of the Lord, in the name of the holy.
Defiers suck.
No.
Maelstrom's a little bitch. I can't.
10 points. It's Cleansing Aura,
Purifying something.
Doors of Judgment,
Doors
and
of Judgment. that's what it
Eruption of Faith.
Eruption of faith.
Erection of Faith.
Erection of faith.
Excellent.
Question number 6. How many power tokens can a Storm Strider have?
is.
George.
5.
No.
Bing bong.
3.
I'll give it to Jason because he just said it.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
he's-
right.
He's way behind.
I said 3.
What is the AoE on the War Wagon Pounder? There's a
bong.
lot of sexual shit in this. Go for it, Bubba.
5.
It is 5. Question number 8. The Siege Crawler can
Pounder.
bring back die 3 Rulic Warrior units using what ability?
Bing bong.
Bubba.
Reinforcements.
A
Reinforce.
D3.
I was going to say Poop Dwarf.
And it's D3 warrior models, not units. Will.
Oh, sorry. I meant
God
warrior
damn
models.
it.
D3
Man.
units.
That'd be awesome.
Bonus point.
So you're wrong because I was a trick question. Question number 9.
It doesn't.
When do servitor satellites get removed from the table? George.
When you, during, what do you call
Bing
it?
bong.
Days.
Bing bong.
When they activate.
You're fucking out of here.
It is activation. It
Yeah.
is activation. George only
Oh,
has
yeah.
to...
Where's the clock? Where's the
Yeah,
clock?
where's the clock?
There's no clock.
I told you we're always playing a clock from now on.
Well, then I got an hour and a half left.
All right, I channeled Minty. He's been very busy lately. We're gonna get him to start doing questions because my Minty Fresh
We
questions
actually
suck
need to get like 3 or 4 Minty Fresh questions for the
for
Sioux.
the Sioux. All right, question number 10, and I'm gonna write new questions for the Sioux this year. I'm not gonna do the researching old questions. Assuming a medium-based model has been knocked down by the Meat Thresher's Crusher, what will the P+S of the attack be, and how many dice will you roll for damage?
Bing bong.
Bubba.
14 and 4.
It is 16 and 4.
Damn.
Yeah, motherfucker.
That was a total guess. That was pretty good.
Dude. So yeah, you get a 1 bonus die for a medium. You get a bonus die for small and medium base models, and you get a bonus die for anything that's knocked down, and you automatically knock down on hit.
Because
Can the meat thresher charge? Would it be 5 dice?
Oh, I bet you it can.
Oh.
So I didn't say in a charge, but if it were a charge, that would be balls out. I'm
medium base model.
I'm
is
guessing
probably
it
gonna
can
die.
charge. I'm
I
guessing.
don't know a battle engine that can't charge.
Yeah, so here's how it works. So it gets grinding wheel, so you gain an additional die on attack rolls against small and medium base models.
That's attack rolls.
That's
not
attack
damage
rolls. Okay, so it was 4 because it was the charge. High impact. When the model makes its initial melee attack on this weapon during each of its combat actions, it makes 1 melee attack against everything in its line of sight. If it hits, so a model hit by the attack, it becomes knocked down, and then you have trash, which gain an additional die on damage rolls with this weapon against knockdown targets.
So 4
charge.
dice because of a charge.
Because of a charge. Yes, you are correct. So there we go. But that's pretty.
Hey, we're learning.
That's pretty
Yay.
balls out. Pretty
Learning
awesome.
is fun.
Who does the meat thresher work for?
The Meat Thresher will work for. Who does the Meat Thresher? It'll work for Circle, Legion, Scorn, and Troll Bloods.
Works for Legion, eh?
There you
Works
go.
for everybody.
Works for everybody. Pigs don't give no shits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do a couple of shout-outs before we go this evening. I want to thank some of the folks that make the wheels turn around here. So starting with our local gaming store, the Wizard's Tower, who are paying basically for the Moose Machine Network
room.
streaming room at the SOO this year. That's where all of their
for enough internet connection so that we don't have to be on with the plebeians at the zoo.
So if people ever wonder what we do with all of that podcasting money, after we go to the strip club and after we've rolled around in dollar bills,
and the liquor store,
and then we go to the liquor store and buy up all the sortilege. Then we take whatever's left and we go to.
I got about tree fitting.
Yeah,
Tree fitting.
Yeah, we got about
goddamn Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Goddamn Loch Ness monster.
So yeah, we actually all of that money this year it went like this. Yay! The Wizard's Tower is sponsoring us again, and George went, "Great, I'll take it all." And we were like,
there was some money under that keyboard,
except for $80, which will go towards a banner that we're going to use for the SO. So yeah, the Wizard's Tower, they are awesome. You can buy your models online in Canada, in the United States. They do ship to the United States. They have
a U.S. location that actually has places to play and stuff in Ogdensburg now.
So you can go there, you can check it out, have fun, play, and order your stuff from them because they are fantastic, and they are a small gaming store. They're our local gaming store. They are small.
LGS.
They're not like some big mega corporation that just wants your money. Don't
be confused. They want your money.
They do want your money, but they're not a mega corporation. All right, so Muse on Minis, of course, for it's great being part of the Muse on Minis network because it gets our podcast out to
so many times,
1,000 more people than we would get normally. And if you aren't using them yet, you should go pick yourself up a package of 1-inch steppers. Which
I walked around a house with those last night.
Now totally legal.
Yay!
Again, in CID. They're totally legal all the time. But totally in CID they're legal again. 1-inch steppers are a great way to get around.
Oh, they're an amazing tool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There are other people that make tools out there, but none of them are as awesome as John. John is the best dude in the universe. You will meet him next week. He will be on the cast.
I thought you were going to say John is the biggest tool.
He knows.
Or the greatest tool. He's the greatest.
He may be the greatest tool.
Don Jamaris, I heard, may make an appearance, depending on how things.
He only comes out at night.
Yes, he may make an appearance at the Moose Invitational. So last but not least, do we have Trollblood Scrum? Are they going to be on tonight?
Oh yeah, Trollblood Scrum is coming.
They're coming. So stay tuned for Trollblood Scrum.
Scrub off your monitors.
They're on in about 45 minutes. And if you don't tune into Fraser's show.
You really should.
You should. So
and report your games.
So we're not on the Moose on Minis network tonight because we're having problems. We're just on the
just on our PG
on our own PG.
Yeah.
So go tune into the Moose Machine network or go tune into the Trollblood
to Deaf Head Dice
channel. Last but not least, use your battle reporter, ladies and gentlemen. We need that data.
Yeah.
If you haven't downloaded the Battle Reporter yet, they have. Do they have the iPhone app out
They
yet?
do.
iPhone,
I think so.
iPhone, Android, I believe they've got that all running. And Fraser and the gang there have done a ton of work.
And they're now part of the conglomerate where they're pulling in data from just about everything known to man.
Super, super awesome. So that's about it. Those are the people we need to shout out to. There will be some Crooked Mile showing up at the SOO. So Crooked Mile, thank you very much.
I think we need to see if we can get a couple of those to the Beer Machine guys so that they can go over them on the
that's part of the plan. I'm bringing them Crooked Mom. Hopefully they like it. If they don't like it, it's gonna be
they don't like it, this is gonna be embarrassing.
Okay, so thanks guys, everybody for showing up. Thanks Bubba for joining us again on the cast.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
I have one quick shout out.
Bring it.
Definitely.
I just want to shout out to my good friend Kevin Villio. Kev, I love you.
Done and done. And we'll see you next week, Bubba.
Really, you're gonna say that right in front of me?
Yeah, I will see Will and George next weekend.
It will be amazing.
Yeah. The love fest shall continue. Oh God. So Jason, thank you very much for running the boards. We appreciate all you do.
Oh, my pleasure.
Keeping everybody entertained.
You're
now like the guy who actually knows crap about Crix and Legion. Like,
I know 2 factions now a little bit.
Yeah, and
I are learning
bit.
Kador.
Next year you'll know 3 probably, maybe 6.
Maybe.
You'll probably know Circle because you just won't be able to.
I still only know 1.
Yeah. And George, thanks for keeping everything running, buddy.
Yeah.
And we'll see you. We'll see you next week when we have to test all this gear once again. Okay, guys. I am the Miffed Gorax, and I think it's time that we put the damn dice down.
Dice down. Moose Machine and This Death Clock Has 60 Minutes is a proud part of the Muse on Minis network. Podcasts go online every Thursday morning. You can watch the show live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and keep in touch with us on our Facebook page. Just Google Moose Machine. If you can't find us, you're doing the internet wrong.
To send to the fucking dude in Sweden, because $60 for shipping
Oh
is
yeah,
fucking...
that's gonna be way better. Yeah, yeah. If we can.
What
do
am I
that.
taking?
Yeah.
What am I taking?
Oh
Jim?
yeah.